Hello and welcome back, I'm People Joe, and this is Captain of Industry. It has been a long time. Update 3 has been around for a few weeks to a few months now, and it has trains, space, and asteroids. If you can read, you probably already knew that, but it is time for a new playthrough. I have never beaten this game. I hope this time will be the time where I get everything done nice and easy and not go overly optimistic and build all the things that I shouldn't build at that point and then go bankrupt, or the equivalent of that in Captain of Industry. What do we have? We have a lot of different islands, and I asked around a little bit, and effectively everyone said, well, trains, you use the long island. I'm like, okay, that sounds great. There is an insane difficulty starting area and a hard difficulty starting area. I'm not ready for that. I would love to at least beat the game just one time because there's so much to explore, and we will have more than enough difficult sections that we have to still get through. So we're just going to use our easy one. Let's play as a captain. Again, same reasoning. I don't need to make it super hard yet, but I will turn both realism options on. So we have people die from starvation. Yep, people can't move without fuel. Ships can't move without fuel. Pumps stop working if groundwater is depleted. Machines and other machines stop working. You can read. All of that is on. I will not go with the challenge, and I will not turn on the casual items at this point. Here's the seed. If you want to see it, it is YTX8TEL4TIRI. There you go. So what are we going to call this? New Haven, because I think that's what we started with, and I don't know why my caps lock is on, but you see it now. So let's get started. This is where we start. This game is still in early access. I think it's getting closer to the full release, but it's not really there quite yet. However, I have never experienced a show-stopping bug of any sort in this game. The only thing that has happened multiple times is, we changed a bunch of everything, so you gotta restart now. Which, to be fair, that increases replayability, kind of, right? Forced replayability is also replayability, so that's fine. Welcome, Captain! There's a bunch of stuff that we're telling you, and most of it will be shown up here to tell you what you have to do in your task to get something done. So this is the map. No fog of war, because not at this point at least, but that's the map. Yes, I know I'm going a little fast, but that's how much space we will have to drive some trains around. Eventually, when we get to the point, I don't even know if the trains have tunnels or bridges or anything like that, or if you can only run on flat ground. I just know they exist, and they had a little bit of a preview of how the signals and all those things work. So everything is kind of ready for us if we can advance up to that stage at any point in the near future, which I very much hope that will be a thing. Cool. What is this game about? Yes, I'm going to go about it like you've never played this before, and if you have, couple tips will help. Don't get too detailed right away. Let me flail around just a little bit to, entertainment, and also to give myself a little bit of a encouragement to not screw up every time. So we'll see what happens. Graphics, just fine. Don't have any issues with the graphics. This is your city, Container City. There over here is a food market where you can bring some potatoes in. They have a certain amount to start with. If you're curious how much you have of what, there's also an overview up here, which you can change to whatever you want to change it to in other menus, and this menu has changed so many times over the last year or so that's exciting. But this is what we have right now. This is our ship. The ship does want to go out to other parts of what's going out here, and we actually look like we have one settlement that we can trade with if we feel so inclined, and that settlement would be, well, giving us stuff eventually when we actually need it for some materials that we hopefully have at that point. That's those things. These things are, let's call them workers, let's call them worker bees, let's call them WCFs, let's call them trucks. They are your lifeline of this game. They will leave tracks, they will run around, they will transport whatever you want them to transport, and they will have different collection buckets on the back depending on what they're transporting. So that's kind of nice and interesting. Over here we have a tree harvester, and the tree harvester would like to get to work. So how about we just get that one going? Shall we? Yes, we shall. Lots of buttons down here. eventually I will figure out what they mean, but for right now, I would like a little bit of tree harvesting. Generally, I like to clear out a couple areas so we can use them for a couple other things down the road. And then we're going to make our coal maker right in the middle of all of this. A lot of stuff that I'm building right now will move down the road. And if we unpause this, we're actually going to see a couple guys starting to move. This harvester would like a 1 or 2 trucks actually available for helping with transporting some wood. And there you go. Some mechanical, some materials to build something. There's a truck doing something else, and they're going to all go out here and collect their stuff. There you go. Animation. Whoop. Whoop-de-doo. Clickety-clack. Fall on over. And I think I can actually follow you too if I really wanted to. Oh, there's the way. Cool. There you go. That big log goes right onto your truck and just gets cut into little pieces, and eventually you have a little bit of lumber that comes around there. Cool animation. I'm happy with that. Doesn't translate 1-to-1, but who cares? It's early access. This has all changed so many times since this all started, but that's fine. Here we have a coal maker, and the coal maker has a recipe. The recipe looks like this. 18 pieces of wood in 60 seconds get turned into 7.5 tons of coal and 6 pieces of exhaust or smoke. Well, it needs a smokestack. Okay, no problem. We have a smokestack. It's right over here. It's in a bunch of different places, but smelting is one of the places where you can actually get one of these. So we say, put your smoke in there. If you wanted to, you could use pipes and other things to transport your smoke some other places, but honestly, let's keep it simple for right now. We have some materials in stock here, so I don't think that will hurt us all too much for the time being. Cool. What's the next step? Well, we can just follow our tutorial because that's what this is all about. Build a blast furnace and connect it to a metal caster, 2 of them, and smokestack. Okay, you could connect it to this smokestack if you wanted to, but that's not what I'm going to do. Also, it's not a bad idea to look at the beginning and figure out where all your materials are. So if you click on the layers button down here, or just click L, you have sand, limestone, quartz, coal, iron ore, copper ore, gold ore, bauxite, titanium ore, uranium ore, crude oil, groundwater. All of those things are very important. Iron is right here. That is nice. It looks like we have limestone sitting right here, which we will need concrete. That is good. Looks like sand is sitting on the sandbank. That's excellent. And then we have some coal. This is why this is an easy starting point, because all of this stuff is effectively right where you need it. You don't have to build bridges or tear down materials, and it's relatively flat right here. That's what makes this easy for you in the beginning. And then obviously we also have some crude oil sitting right there, and some water over here, and a little bit more there. All of those things extremely important. So don't underestimate them, but knowing where those are can help you sometimes make some smarter decisions if you know exactly what you're trying to do. Or, in other words, if you're not B-Ball Joe. Because at this point, I'm just like, yeah, I know I'm going to get my iron ore from here, but I still have to bring it to the things that I'm going to build right now, and I'm probably going to move everything around anyways. You do lose some materials when you tear down things, but for right now, I think I'm totally okay with that. So what you could try to do is connect things. Like, we're getting coal out of there, but only temporary, and if we wanted to, we could concentrate on researching something that gives us the opportunity to get coal directly funneled into the machines. Right now we don't have any pipes, so what you would have to do is connect this thing directly into the coal maker, but the coal maker is going to go way down the road anyway. So what we're going to use instead for right now is the trucks that we are given, which is totally fine. So this is going to be where the blast furnace goes. Obviously, blast furnace has more smoke. I'm just going to put one right there. I just don't want to spend time on the pipes right now because they can actually block traffic at some point down the road. I don't want to mess with that right now. And then I'm going to get this one. And this one is a little more interesting in my mind because I can plop that one down here. I can look for storage, which I don't think we have storage available yet, which is a little unfortunate. But if you are going just a tiny bit ahead of where we're going to go next, you would know that you can build a storage here. And if you build this smartly, you can actually feed the iron that comes out of this thing into the storage by just leaving one little gap there, and things work out that way. It is a factory builder to an extent. It is a factory builder, I want to say like no other, but I'm not sure that the factory aspect of this game is like no other. I will say that the terrain management of this game is like nothing else that we've ever gotten to. And we're going to get to that point, hopefully in just a little bit. Right now, obviously, there's a lot of stuff that we have to do here to speed this up a little bit. And get, what do we need? I would like food. There we go, a farm. We have a lot of water out here, but also a lot of trees. So we're not going to be able to build the farm there just yet. There is sandstone, no, limestone over here. So we want to connect to that eventually. And there's a city right here that we want to build, and we don't really want to put something in the way of that. So the best place for now, I think, is probably just somewhere right here. We could try to level out the terrain relatively soon, but for right now, this is just where we're going to go. Come on, you can do it. I'm proud of you. Good job. Excellent. So that's a farm. That farm is going to make us a little bit of food. Potatoes in this case. It wants some soil moisture. The soil moisture is a very hard word to say, but also depends on the rain that you're getting. And I don't know if you realize it's raining right now, which is great, and it will actually increase the soil moisture. And over time, that will have a relatively big impact on all the things that you may care about, which is cool. The environment matters. However, pollution, I believe, is for the whole island and it doesn't matter where it's happening. So that's interesting, at the least. Cool. Wait for the first harvest. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get a little bit of collection rewards here for producing the things that we wanted. Cool. That's new. Back in the day, you didn't have any way to get extra stuff out of this. Now we do. It's good. it's very much helping. Okay, construction parts. Yes, start power production by building a diesel generator. There's absolutely no reason, absolutely zero reason to fight the game in the beginning. For right now, we're just going to say, yep, you know what you're doing. Therefore, let's just do the things that you're telling me to do. And that's also saying research. Okay, I got a research lab. Obviously, this is all the same pretty much everywhere. I do know that we need a waste collection somewhere in the city, and I would always recommend if you build these, and we may remove these at some point. Honestly, you're probably going to move that food market over here because there's not all that much room. So yeah, I just have to think about how I'm expanding this, but I'm probably going to expand into that area eventually, or maybe this area, or maybe that area. I honestly don't know. Maybe we'll just go in there. Either way, I think this food market is going to move down here at some point, and whenever we expand housing, like this one, it's going to be just near the city, otherwise you can't actually place it anywhere. Cool. Diesel generator, done. Basic research lab, not done yet because you got distracted by yourself. Good job. There we go. Let's put this one here. There is a non-zero danger of if you put something too close to the cliffside, the game will tell you, it's too close to the cliffside, it may just collapse if you keep it right here, and you shouldn't do that, to which I would say, yeah, watch out for that. Okay, research is here. What do we want to get? I would say this is one of the cool new features. No, not that one, but this one. Cool new features that the game gives you, that instead of having to figure out which one to do when, how, you can actually just say, okay, queue it up. Give me some vehicles, give me some construction, give me some maintenance, give me some trading docks. As you can see, all the things. And research doesn't take all that long. You just get your stuff, you get your trading dock out of here, and that eventually will get things done. We could have researched construction first. Probably still could. You should do construction first because that's actually going to, let's do this. Undo, can I do this one? Remove from queue, yes. I want to remove this from queue and then add you to queue because then we make construction first. Trading dock is almost done, so that's fine. Then just add this one. Because there is an order to the madness, I guess we're getting the storage first if you do the trading dock right here, which is not really a problem because that gives us an opportunity, luckily, to do the thing that I mentioned earlier, which is just have a storage here. Normally you need conveyor belts for this one to transport all the things. We don't have conveyor belts and they're research locked. It's not super far away, but this one actually works, so we may as well make use of it. And we can expand this however far we want to expand it. For most buildings, recipes show up. You can set the recipes. Right now we only have one because we don't have mining unlocked yet. But there can be more recipes active at the same time, as well as what units do you want to store. In this case, this is connected to an iron storage or iron producer. Therefore, we're getting iron into the whole system. What's this? It's just a little place where we're getting some of our iron scraps from and some of our concrete slabs from. We're not going to have a ton of those, but eventually that will be a thing that matters. And now, because we have waste built, we can actually use one of the cool things, which will not look very exciting, but let's see what the tutorial tells us. Yes. So you will get these little squares when you build them. The squares can be turned into a ramp and will tell you what level they're on and what can be currently built and accessed. And you can just place whatever you want to place. For example, this thing. And when you place that, they're going to drop or dump things there. You can also rotate all of this. You can make it flat. You can make it flat and then up. Really whatever you want to do. So you can have a bunch of different steps in there. And that is the terraforming in this game. There's no other terraforming than what you can do with your trucks and excavators. So what we're going to do is simple. We're going to just say, I want all waste to go here for now. Let's just fill in this little area. I don't want to go too crazy because there are ships there. But now we should be able to see at least one truck coming in here. There we go. And he's going to drop off something. And now, as you can see, that is trash. That is absolutely trash. But they dump it off there, and eventually this will fill in. That is technically it. Practically, there's more to it. And I think it's super exciting that this game is actually doing it the way that it is. Great. What is next, you may ask? To that, the answer is very simple, because the tutorial already tells you, build assembly. Yeah, no problem. Let's build assembly. I would leave some room between your storages and assemblies, because at some point you will have to create more conveyors to get everything kind of set up in a way that actually works. It's not difficult right away, but it becomes clumsy very quickly if you do things wrong the first time. So I'm just here telling you, don't take it too lightly, don't go too crazy right away, but eventually things will haunt you if you don't do them right the first time, so be aware of that. Here's a trading dock. We're really just going to use that for getting some units of materials in whenever we feel like we need it. For right now, I hope we're not doing terrible, because we're still just following the tutorial and we're getting some free things every once in a while, which is super exciting. And trading with the trading dock will be the next thing that comes out of there. Cool. We have our assembly, and no recipes selected by default. You can't select recipes when they're being built. I was just being a little slow. What do you want us to do? Construction parts. So you have construction parts, you have mechanical parts, and you have electronics that you can build. Construction parts wants iron. We are producing that. They want wood. We are producing that, but all resources in this game are exhaustible. So you could run out of them. Besides, I think there are a couple world map items that are a little different. But there you go. And then concrete. We are not producing concrete yet. So that is something that we should not take too lightly. But for right now, the trucks are just like, yep, I know what to do. You know what else will be helpful? If we just allow a little bit of trees to get cut down while we're doing the other things, and we're just going to connect that into a local wood storage right here. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to tell them, hey, wood goes in here. So wood choppers on this side, currently they're not doing anything, but I would really, really like them to clear out a couple areas, especially this one out here that has the water underneath. That would be nice if we can just at least put that into a local storage. So those things get done, because I don't want them to park. That is the thing that you don't want. You don't want idle workers. You want people to actually get things done. So this is what we're going to do. But for right now, what are we going to do? We are going to do this. There's not enough input. We don't have enough wood currently being delivered to this guy, which is okay. But you may get into situations like this where there's one right now where you don't get all the things that you want right away and all the time. And if that happens, you can just say, you know what? This is very important. I would like more wood to show up right here instead of just evenly distributed anywhere else. It's helpful. It's helpful to be able to do this. And that's kind of exciting. All right, mining. Shall we look at mining? Yes, that's the next thing that this game does like absolutely no other. I'm not actually trying to sell this game. This is a developer that approached my channel. That was the first developer that approached my channel, just said like, hey, I have this game, do you want to show it? And I was like, yeah, that was over 25,000 subscribers ago. So there is a special place for this game on this channel for sure, but I'm not trying to sell it. I think it sells itself very well. So this is where we are. But for right now, terraforming, yes. Mine control tower, yes please. I'm just going to plop it somewhere close here because I do remember that this was the area where we had all our iron ore. And when you're not sure what it is, it just takes a quick click on it, click off it, and it'll tell you exactly what's going on here and what isn't. Cool. So yeah, I want my iron from here. With that, I should designate an iron mine effectively, and I'm just going to place it right here. I don't want to go too wide because I would like my excavators to concentrate on one specific area if possible. But before I can get excavators or any of that stuff, I do need a vehicle depot because I currently have 0 excavators. 0 excavators is not good when you want to do anything with mining related items. So let's build that one really quick. And while this one's coming up, I would like 2 excavators and then 1, 2, 3, 4 trucks because we can, and they can figure out when they want to build all of those things. Should be okay. Research wise, how we're doing? We're almost done with basic concrete. Wonderful. What are we going to do next? I think a beacon is part of the next thing. The beacon gives you an ability to get more people, and we're going to talk about that when it's appropriate. And I guess basic diesel is the next thing that they care for us to get. But people, we have workers up here, we have free housing, we have housing capacity up here, and then we have the population. Currently, only out of 91 people, only 35 work. That is good because you do want enough workers on your island, on your settlement, in your settlement, around your settlement with these guys. Yeah, so make sure that you have that if you want to. Let's progress this a little more while we're doing while we're doing research and while we're doing some excavator thingies over there. But purchase concrete slab from for iron from the village on the work map. So it just wants you to go over here, talk to the village, say, hey, iron for concrete slab? Yeah, okay, thank you. You just click it once and then you can have things and you can donate. Apparently you can donate construction parts too. Or you can get 9 population from here for 2.3 unity, and unity is up here. Currently it's maxed out. I just don't need any extra workers, so I'm gonna not use my unity for that at this point. Don't worry, unity is going to show up more down the road. I have absolutely no doubts about that. First excavators here. How lovely. What do you want to do? I would like to do something, and all we're gonna do is just assign that guy to the mine control tower. Mine control tower. I said that right. Wow. And as you can see, it's just like, yep, I know what to do. Let me go get there. I'll tell you what's trying to do things. Cool. So it has a truck already sitting here. But the thing that will happen, and let's just speed this up a little bit. The thing that will happen with this guy is, I know what to do. Dig. Look at this. It had 3 dirt and 2 iron ore in there. I was like, okay, well, what are you going to do with this? The truck will tell you in just a second, I don't know what to do with this. What do you want me to do with this? To which you would say, separate it. It will be fine. I just want the iron. The dirt we don't really need. What do we do to separate it? Don't worry. There's an ore sorting plant, which is one of the it's not new, but it's one of the, to me, very cool features that they added more or less recently, which I think makes a huge difference. So we can just tell this guy, hey, I want you to do this. I want you to sort out iron ore and dirt, because we know that dirt is one of the things that gets stuffed in here. And then we have an output. We have an output. We could put a loose storage on here if we want to. One is for just iron. And we're just going to talk to you, and then iron ore goes in here. And then if we wanted to try, we could probably put a dirt storage in here as well. But as you can see, it's becoming a little bit crowded, as in where we want to put those. But maybe putting a dirt one here and putting the iron one on the other side is just fine. So yeah, it's going to put a dirt one right there. And we should still be able to dispose of the dirt out here, but I may already be misremembering a couple parts of that. But there you go. There's your separator, and it separated. Now we have 8 units of iron and a little bit of dirt. Cool, they're building this stuff. Now, your blast furnace may not quite understand what you wanted to do right away, because it's like, yeah, give me metal scrap or iron scrap and I'll do the rest. To which you would say, actually, iron ore is fine too, but we need 30 units of iron ore to produce anything here. Plus, we are currently completely full on iron. Don't worry, that will go away very, very quickly once we start actually constructing at the rate that we really need it to. But we are in the starting phase of all of this, so it's still easy. The hard stuff is still coming. Maintenance depot, yes. That is something we need. So it produces maintenance for you for mechanical components and electronics. That will start haunting you if that is something you enabled. So let's make sure that you have a chance to at least stay ahead of this. I will just, I guess, plop this one near the city. I don't 100% know where I really want this one yet, but this should be fine. Rewards. Yeah, I'll take some rewards. Some wood and some other little things that we can use every once in a while. Not bad, and our research is doing just okay, I guess. Build a maintenance depot, I'm doing that, and then build another assembly, produce mechanical parts. Yes, no problem. I would say generally you want to keep your assembly and production zones in the same area, just so you have a little better shot of doing the things that you actually wanted to do here. You can see the recipe right there. We want mechanical components for right now. Just the iron, nothing else, or the iron plates. So that should be relatively easy. Cool. We need build a mine control tower near iron ore deposit. Got that. Small excavator and pickup twice to it and set it to mining designations. So we need 1 extra pickup. I do have an extra excavator, so we may as well put that one out here. And then we want to process 24 iron ore if you don't mind. We also are supposed to build a beacon and build more housing. Okay, great. As you can see, things are starting to move along quite pleasantly. Pleasant. It's the game makes you feel at ease until you're not. And I don't know that I don't appreciate that. It's just every once in a while you get to these things, it's like, oh yeah, this is easy. No problems here, no problems there. Nothing is hard. This is all great. And you get to the point where none of that is true anymore. And just like, oh, that's where I screwed up. Great. Let's put a beacon right here next to the trading dock, because why not? And then, yeah, process more iron ore. Could you process a little more iron ore? We need some more of these guys to actually go through. But to make that happen, we probably potentially need some trucks that are not as busy as they are right now. Let's see. What are our trucks doing? Currently, we're doing stable. Status stable just means that they're able to keep up with everything that we want them to do. But yeah, I would like to see a little more iron ore doing something over here than what it's doing right now. But maybe... What do you want here? You can prioritize iron ore production by moving the iron ore recipe higher than in the recipe list. Got it. So we can do this. Cool. And then we have a little bit of iron already sitting here, so it should be able to go through one of them relatively soon. And the thing that I usually do is be like, oh, we're okay now. You know what we can do? We can go super big and super wide with everything that's going on over here, and that is generally a problem. But we will see if I do that in the next episode. So for now, thank you so much for watching. Captain of Industry, we will see how far we can get. For right now, everything is smooth sailing, no pun intended. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.